Hey everyone, it's Deli here and welcome to a brand new video. I hope you guys are having a good week and we're doing a bit of a different video today. We're obviously doing a build video and we're making a home that was in The Sims 3 in The Sims 4. I think this home was in The Sims 3 base game in Sunset Valley. I always get Pleasant View and Sunset Valley muddled up from The Sims 2 and The Sims 3. But this is the house that we're creating in the top left-hand corner. This is Ms. Crumplebottom's home. And if you played The Sims 3 or watched Let's Plays in The Sims 3, you would probably remember it. And if not, it's an interesting build in any case. But basically the Crumplebottoms, if you know who the Goth family is, I believe somewhere in their bloodline, the Crumplebottoms are in there. I think a Goth married a Crumplebottom at some stage. Maybe it was, I can't quite remember. Maybe it was like Mortimer's mom. I don't know. But anyway, the Crumplebottoms are an old family in The Sims. They existed in The Sims 1, 2, and like in The Sims 1 as well. Not The Sims 2. But there was Miss Crumplebottom, who was like an old lady who would like hit you, I think, with a handbag or something. But anyway, Agnes Crumplebottom lived in this house in The Sims 3. And this house was kind of like a big mansion overlooking the ocean, or like, not really a mansion, it's kind of like a half mansion. Obviously an expensive home. Very white, lots of marble, monochromatics, lots of blacks, whites, grays from my memory, and reds too as accent colors. And I think the storyline was that her husband mysteriously died and now she struggles to meet any new lovers because his ghost turns them away. Something along those lines. I would need to Google the storyline to remember it properly. But in any case, she was living in this big home by herself. She was kind of an uptight looking lady, super bleach blonde hair, severe fringe, and like uptight outfit. And the Crumplebottom name obviously kind of sounds a little bit uptight, like if anyone was around them doing something that was quite unbecoming, their bottom would crumple, you know? So you can kind of imagine what Agnes is like and why this house looks the way it does. Like, it's a little bit awkward, but it's also quite wealthy. And yeah, I just wanted to make it in The Sims 4 because it's a fun throwback and it's a build that I actually really enjoyed. And I'm curious to see if you guys would like me to build more houses from previous Sims games, because what's really cool about The Sims is it does go back for so many years, like since The Sims 1, Sims 2, Sims 3, Sims 4, Sims City, if you want to count that, Sims Safari, Sim Town. Now we're really going back in time, but yeah, I love the little throwbacks and I love the fact that we can kind of bring it into The Sims 4 again. So this house is pretty much looking exactly like it does in The Sims 3. Obviously, the wallpapers are a little bit different. The scale might be slightly different because I'm just doing it by eye. I didn't actually measure it all out because when I tried to open up The Sims 3, it didn't work. So I got pictures off the internet and I couldn't really see what was going on. Shout out to Simarchy though, because I watched her channel because she had some really good like tour videos of homes in The Sims 3 and this was on there and I was like, thank you. So the floor plan is going to be pretty similar as well once we get to that. The only difference is with the floor plan, I did change up a few rooms just a little bit, like the kitchen's where the kitchen is. The double height ceiling is where it is in the original, as well as like bathrooms, master bedroom, baby room, all of that. I just changed a couple of little awkward things. Like there was this really long bathroom in a super long, spacious, oversized room and it just looked weird. So I was like, no, I'm not making this into a bathroom. So we make it into a sauna. And you know what? We have saunas in The Sims 4. So why not give Agnes a sauna? And I was also looking at rebuilding the Goth mansion. Like, we can do that in The Sims 1 or Sims 2 or Sims 3. You know, there's so many of those mansions. But I'm sure people have already done that before, which doesn't really matter, does it? The weird thing about this house is it's got like curved windows as well as modern like windows too, so it looks a little bit awkward. The house is just a little bit awkward, but that's what makes it interesting. And there were round windows on this wall, which I'm trying to place, but we didn't have any that could be like two small round windows next to each other. So in the end, I was like, do I do a curved window? Do I do little square windows? But in the end, we do like those two little modern rectangular ones from Get Famous. And it has this iconic curved driveway, so I thought we had to do that as well. And there is a tombstone that I'm going to add in at the very end. Hopefully you'll see it in the screenshots. I should have really made Agnes and her husband and then killed off her husband and then put his tombstone here so you guys could download the whole thing. But I don't actually know if tombstones of dead Sims on lots will work in someone else's game. Like if you download a build with tombstones from Sims that have died, will their ghosts still be there or will they just be no ghosts? I'm actually not sure about that. I've never tested that out before. I would assume not, but I could be wrong. Maybe the game recognizes it. I'm not sure. But yeah, there's just a fake tombstone. So you could definitely create Agnes, kill off her husband mysteriously. This house is on the gallery already for download, and I know I'm a little bit behind on putting up a few other things for downloads. I think you guys were asking for my last build that I did that was like townhouses, a Melbourne townhouse I would love to live in right now. I think I called it the house I'd like to live in right now, or my next home ? So I do need to upload those when I finish furnishing them, and also Strangerville. You guys want those characters from that LP uploaded too. So I haven't forgotten. I just haven't done it yet. So I'll get around to that. And I thought we might have just like a little pool out the back. I can't recall if there was a pool in this house. There could have been, or a little fountain out the back. I think there was some kind of, or a hot tub. There was some kind of water out the back, but I just decided to make like a nice pool. I've put a lot more trees in than what's in the original because I love my leafy greens in all ways and shapes and forms in life. And there we go. There's the house recreated in The Sims 4 from The Sims 3. And I put a sneaky glass roof in because, you know, we have glass roofs in The Sims 4. It would be rude not to. And there's the back of the house. You guys can just see that is quite similar. So moving on into the home, there is this entrance room in The Sims 3 version of the house. And there's 2 chairs and a table. I decided to add 3 chairs and a table. And there is some fun tiles. I don't think there's black and white checkered tiles in the house. So I decided to do the black and white because I just thought it kind of went with the monochromatic, color scheme, and the marble texture that is throughout the Sims 3 home, because there was what's called creator style in the Sims 3, which basically meant you could apply the same texture to literally everything. So you could say, I want marble on the window frames, on the archway, on the walls, on the statue. You could just drag that texture everywhere. It was the best thing ever, but it made the game super slow. So we can't actually have lots of tiles in the exact same way or lots of marble in the exact same way. So I just kind of gave the interior my own flair. And yeah, warning, it is very black and white, but we do have some hints of red because there are hints of red in the Sims 3 build. And you know what? I just love doing a throwback. It just makes me happy. It makes me feel nostalgic. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this as well. And I thought we'd put in some chandeliers for Agnes because she's a little bit fancy. She appreciates the expensive things in life, I think. And you know what? Her husband died. Maybe the only thing that brings her happiness is spending money. Yeah, and keeping everything freakishly white and clean. Maybe she's like, everything has to be perfect. And this room inside here where I'm doing the lounge room, it's enormous, like humongous. And there was only this lounge room area where I've placed all of the red chairs, like that was in the original Sims 3 build. And then we have this corner over here, and I was thinking we need to do something with that. So I've made a little TV area because I figured there should be a TV in here. I had to put a bit of zebra print in there. I mean, forgive me, but we needed a little bit of Get Famous glam in there. And I also moved the bathroom to that diagonal room just next to the red armchair. So that little room in the corner, top right hand side, that's going to be a bathroom, and the original bathroom, because it's so big and elongated, I actually made that into a sauna. So just putting some plants in. It definitely looks very high-end, which I think the interior of her house in The Sims 3 did look kind of high-end. But at the same time, it was a beach house. Like, it was on a beach road. So it was kind of this weird mix between beach shack / being super duper classy. There was another house that I also really liked in The Sims 3, and it was like right on the beach with a lot of pools like all around the house. I wouldn't mind rebuilding that. Sims 2, I'd love to create the Pleasant family. That would be really fun. I mean, we could even do like a fun LP version of that. Maybe a spin-off. That could be kind of cool for a short LP. LP? Why do I always say LP instead of LP? I don't know why I do that. But that's definitely not the first time. I also enjoyed putting a lot of mirrors in here just to give that glam effect, and I also enjoyed overlapping the mirrors from vintage, was it vintage glam stuff pack they came in? Because you get extra black lines across the mirrors, and I thought that looked kind of cool, and it also allows us to cover the entire diagonal wall, whereas if you're placing them without overlapping them, you're not going to be able to cover the whole wall and there's awkward gaps. This is where the original kitchen is, and I'm using the original kitchen orientation. So I did copy exactly where the fridge, the stove is. The island counters, the cupboards is how it is in the build, and it's definitely not how I would usually design a kitchen. So that's kind of cool to mix it up a little bit. It looks kind of dated, the kitchen, and I think maybe in the game it was more of a modern kitchen, but this is definitely more like a traditional looking kitchen. It looks new, but more traditional, if you get what I mean. And then I did attempt parenthood tiles on the back, and this was a hot mess. So I ended up just going black tiles, which I really dislike, but I feel like Agnes would have liked them. So we did it for Agnes, okay? And I was gonna go with red again, but I thought, no, we've already done red in the lounge room. Let's do a little bit purple for Aggie. We're gonna call her Aggie now. And put some more mirrors up on the walls. Very glam, very fabulous, very fabush. Fabush, as I like to say. And then over here's the dining room, which I also added a glass ceiling to, which is why there's all of those line shadows being cast across the dining table and floor there. That is because we have a really cool glass roof, which I think in real life would look amazing if you had a glass roof on top of your dining room. Like, wow! And it is double ceiling height, this part of the house, which it also is in the original build. So I thought that was pretty cool. Just putting some sheer curtains on top of here as well. These are from Parenthood. And I just thought they looked kind of pretty for the dining room. Very Hollywood. I think Get Famous has really stuck with me for quite some time now. Get Famous, I think, is my favorite expansion pack. I mean, Seasons is an expansion, right? Seasons wasn't a game pack. No, Seasons has to be an expansion. I love Seasons because, hello, Seasons in the game is the most awesome thing. Like, I'd get Seasons first, but then I think I like Get Famous the best next. I just love that kind of gameplay with celebrities. And I actually loved when we had celebrities in The Sims 3 as well. I used to play so much with celebrity status in The Sims 3. It was such a good time. And this is like that really long bathroom I was telling you guys about. It just didn't make sense to me. So I've made it into a sauna, and then I've got this kind of half room before you go into the full sauna room, which I haven't done before. And this is where there's going to be like a little bathroom area. So you could go to the bathroom before you leave the house, or you could go through to the sauna, shower before and after the sauna as well. Yeah, that's what we got in here. Oh wait, did we not put a toilet in here? No, I think I delete the little bench here, yeah, and put a toilet in. Because, you know, it's handy if you can go to the bathroom or have a shower before a sauna. I wish I had an infrared sauna. I feel like they're so good for you to be able to like sweat out all of your toxins. So I am jealous of you guys. I think is it in Sweden you guys have saunas in houses? It's not uncommon to have a sauna in a house. Maybe in Sweden it is. I'm not sure, but I know some of you guys are like, it's totally normal to have saunas in your houses. Whereas here, it's if you have a sauna in your house, it's kind of like, oh, wow, cool, you have a sauna. Like you don't see that every day. This is the master bedroom. And yes, we've gone with the leopard print. And leopard print is not for everyone. But it is for Agnes, we've decided. You know, if you're not putting a sim in here that's got a more out there character, this would be a really nice master bedroom just with like a plain white bed. You don't have to do the full-on leopard, but I did want to have a little bit of fun. And then this room's kind of, it starts to look a little New York, I think, in here with that vintage wallpaper and all the white accents. But it's a bit of fun. Like it's a little bit different. I kind of like this room. Wouldn't like it for myself, but I like it for Agnes. For Aggie babe, she'll like it. And a few gold accents throughout the house as well. The theme is kind of black, white, dark wood, reds and oranges, I think, here and there, and gold accents. That's kind of the reoccurring theme. And some browns too, to go with the brown floorboards. I thought originally I was going to have black floorboards, but I was like, oh, there's already so much white and black in the house. It'd be nice to break it up a little bit, you know? So yeah, I've got to say, I kind of like having brown wallpaper with the white skirting boards and white carpet. It's not a color scheme that I do very often, but I like it for a bit of a change from what we usually do. And this part of the room was really tricky to kind of furnish because I was thinking, this room is so big. I don't usually like making rooms so big in my houses, but in The Sims, a lot of the houses that Maxis makes, they just have so much room. Like they're just enormous. So I thought, how am I gonna fill up this space? And in the end, I thought, you know what? If I put a dresser in the corner, maybe another stand-up mirror, it still looks pretty big. So in the end, I help give the illusion of the room being a little bit more broken up and smaller by putting some more floorboards in at the end of the room, just like this. It just kind of makes it look a little bit more balanced and not like it just goes on and on and on. And I thought we should put some little curtains over the windows just for a bit of privacy. You know, yeah, just in case you want to walk around your bedroom nude, you don't want your neighbor Tom peeping in, you get what I mean? And there's just a teeny weeny little rug under that dressing table, which I think is kind of cute. Like the rug just fits perfectly underneath where your legs go. Now, the creepy thing in The Sims 3 is that Agnes had a half-made baby room, which I actually loved the storytelling element. So it was like half carpeted, half painted. I think it had a couple of kids' things and a bassinet in it. Maybe not even a bassinet, but the storyline was she was never able to have a child, which is quite sad. Or maybe her and her husband wanted to have a child, but obviously he passed away, so they couldn't. So yeah, I've put the baby room in there. There's also the tombstone as well in the garden. And yeah, this is the finished house. So let me know what you think. Do you like the house? Are you going to use the house? Do you hate the house? Do you hate the house but love the throwback? Do you love the house and love the throwback? Let me know in the comments down below. I am very curious to hear what you guys think. And yeah, like I said, it's available on the gallery if you would like to download it right now under the hashtag Deligracy and Deligracy. Sometimes my builds, even though they don't use custom content, will come up as having custom content. So make sure to have the show custom content filter on so you can actually see my builds, because I know that confuses a lot of people. And there's just a few random Sims just sitting in there watching some horse show. It's kind of sad seeing horses in The Sims 4 on the TV because we don't have horses in The Sims 4, but we did in The Sims 3. So it is, in fact, the perfect throwback, isn't it? And here's the master bedroom. Oh, God. The bedding's too much for me, but Aggie loves it. She loves a sneaky bit of leopard print. It makes her feel alive when her husband has passed away. So she likes it. It's really nice. And then here's the baby room, and we're pretty much coming to the end of all the screenshots now. So thank you guys very, very much for watching, and I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. I cannot wait to speak to you all soon. All right, so, dag, dag. Mwah.